Okay, I am Jolene Deering. It's so good to get to meet y'all. We're so glad to have you on here, hearing about, just healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, and how Optavia has really changed so many of our lives, is already changing your life. And, you're not done yet. So I'm Jolene. I'll let Jenna and Erin introduce themselves too.
Hi, I'm Jenna Henry. For those of you who are downline, you probably have seen me in your threads. So it's so exciting to get to meet all of you or hear all of you on tonight. It's fun to share this with family, and it really has become a family and friends and people that we would never have gotten to meet any other way. So thank you for joining us tonight. We're super excited for you. And I'll turn it over to Erin to just kind of introduce herself as well.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm excited to be here, invited by Jenna and Jolene. So I'm excited to get going.
Yay. Okay. So we are really just you've kind of met everyone. You'll hear from Erin a little bit, but we're going to give you really the rundown on what really your next step as a client kind of looks like, because so many of you are melting away and you're loving this program. And so what really that health can, tie in with the hope that you can have to offer other people. But really just kind of that next step along the way is what we're going to lay out. So Jenna, if you will kind of share your story, and then Erin, you'll go next, and then I'll share a little bit of mine, and then we'll give you some details about, what we do as coaches and how it can fit into your day-to-day.
Yeah, thanks, Jolene. So for those of you who I haven't spoken with, I started my Optavia journey in October of 2019, late October of 2019. As a client, a lot of the girls at work were getting skinny really fast, and I'm going, what are they doing? And it's one of those things, you've kind of always been out there and around that, and just not really knowing, where else to go. And so I said, sure, I'll give this a try. And so I got connected with Jolene, and she has been an amazing friend and mentor in this whole journey with me. And so I was on program about 4.5 months and lost about 45 pounds. And along the way, Jolene continually talk to me about coaching and looking at what this looks like for me and my family and my life. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a pediatric physical therapist, and I manage a full-time clinic, so 40 plus hours a week. I do love that job, but I also want to be home with my kids more. And so wasn't sure this was for me when I first started. I didn't think I had time, like many of us. I didn't want to share on social media. I never shared on social media. I started with about 200 friends on Facebook and said, there is no way I'm telling you about my personal life for nothing. But Jolene just kept kind of talking to me about it, and I really started to see the benefit of the program. And so as I kind of said, hey, let's get my food paid for, a little bit of help would help our family as well. And so that's where my coaching journey kind of started. And when people tell you, oh yeah, this is great, you can get your food paid for, most of us come in because that's what we want to do, right? It's just one less bill that's going out in the month, and that's great. But very quickly, I found, even with just a little push out of my comfort zone, to start connecting with old friends and sharing just a little bit of my story, not even, a lot of my story, just a little bit of my story on social media. This grew very quickly for me. So I hit ED. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a rank where I had about 17 or 20 clients in about 4 months. And so I hit the ground running with very little time, and just have blossomed and have been so blessed to share this with a lot of people I never would have met. Some of our other coaches are on here too. And so people I would have never met and had been able to do this journey with. And so I'm so thankful for that. But it's really changed my life. And for those of you who don't know, maybe someday I'll go part-time. That is my goal. I want to be home with my kids more, and that's coming very, very quickly. So I'm very excited to be able to do that and spend more time with my kids. And so I'm very blessed from Optavia. So love to turn it over to Erin. She's one of our newer coaches, and she's been coaching just over 2 months. She's hitting her 3rd month right now, and she is on fire. She is loving this and just rocking it. And so we asked her just to share a little bit of her story tonight. Take it away, Erin.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Erin, and I'm actually here because of Jenna. So I started my program, I believe, end of October, early November. I'm a nurse. I work full time. I have a very, very active 3-year-old going on 13. Yeah. So, I've kind of witnessed my change in this whole journey. And being a nurse, I'm actually a nurse manager. So I'm more behind the scenes, kind of operationally with my staff. But I'm a nurse at heart. And I was slightly resistant to the whole coaching thing, but I'm a I'm a nurturer and I love to care for people. So I really found this to be incredibly inspiring to actually be a coach, and give back, what I love to do in a non-nursing type way. This really has been a beautiful gift for me, not only keeping myself accountable, but helping those around me to become healthier, happier, and live, longer, more fulfilled lives. So I love it. I love my journey, as much of a struggle as that can be at times, but I also love like cheering people on, and it's been wonderful. So I was a little fearful that it would be very time consuming, or, on top of my 40+ hour a week job. And honestly, like, you make it work, you make it fit into your lifestyle. And I think that's what's so amazing about the flexibility and the ability to grow yourself, and also reach others. So that's my story. So
I love it. Thanks for sharing.
yeah.
Erin texts us all the time. She's like, I love what I do. This is so fun. So we're like, she has to share. She's just made for this. So I am Jolene. I have been coaching for 2.5 years. So I started program with Optavia in 2018. And I started coaching the same day I started program. I just did it all at the same time. And people think I'm crazy for it, but I have zero regrets. And really that came from a series of events that kind of happened in my life. And some of the coaches on here may or may not know this, but my mom passed away, which now is 3 years ago. And that was talk about like life change, right? Like it's pivotal moment when life is not, it's just not the same when someone that crucial in your life passes away. And it was very sudden. And so I looked at my day. I had a 4-month-old at the time, and I was just like, I hate this. I hate what's happening. Life is short. I'm not getting to see him. I was just teaching full time at the time. And I would come home at 5:30 and I would put him to bed at 7:30. And those 2 hours with the baby is just not enough, because I would miss things. And so my husband and I decided, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so my husband and I decided I would go part-time. So I started part-time in the fall. I finished out that school year. I started part-time in the fall, but I don't know if you know teacher income. It's already not great. And then cut that in half, and then it's really not great. And so we were broke. We just did not have a lot of income, and it was worth the sacrifice because I got to be home with my baby. But it was a sacrifice. It really was for me and for my family. But I was also not healthy and overweight and all of these things. And so all of this happened before Optavia came into my life. And that fall, so fast forward February to October, that's like 8 months later, I decided to start as a client with Optavia. I already couldn't afford life, let alone the program. So my coach, her name's Ashley, talked to me about coaching. She was like, you could bring a couple people with you and get your food paid for. I was like, well, broke already, so what's the loss there, and so I started about 6 weeks in, was able to get my food paid for, cover my coaching kit. It also kind of helped us just with bills in life. And then I asked my coach, well, could I make a little bit more? Because that wasn't that hard. And so the next goal was to recoup what I had lost, going part-time. So now I had my full-time income back, and I was able to do that pretty quickly. And then I was like, well, hang on a second. Can I just replace this teacher salary altogether, which isn't hard because teachers in Texas don't get paid a lot. And so I was able to do that before the school year actually ended, and resigned. And the next school year was able to stay home full time and health coach full time, and really create a lifestyle where I have time freedom with my kiddos and I get to plan meetings or calls around what we're doing as a family and around the time that I want to spend with my kids. There's so much freedom there, and it was something that I was longing for. And so I started as a client and as a coach, 0 pounds lost, and really just brought people along the journey. So just like wherever you're at in your journey, you have people watching you. What is that astronaut food? What is she eating? What is that? And I just let people in and would share with them along the way. And what I've learned is nobody knows how to lose weight and they're all looking to you because you're actually losing it. So it's like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. What are you doing? Can you help me? Right? So that's what we do as coaches, is walk the journey with you. Optavia has made it really, really simple on the nutrition side. It's laid out. And so I just helped people. I was like, this is the lean and green I'm making. Do you want the recipe? Hey, I lost 2 pounds this week. How much have you lost? I'm so excited to get to do this with you. So you're walking the journey with someone along the way. It really starts with friends and family, and it's really, really simple. But really for us, it was just that longing for the family freedom, right? That time freedom, that financial freedom. And this was a vehicle that I didn't know was going to come up. The Lord just dropped it in my lap, and I said, okay, let's try it out. What's the harm in trying something? Because Lord knows we weren't making any money as it was. And now we've got some amazing financial freedom, but now I have 2 kiddos, and getting to be home with them, there's just nothing quite like it, because Lordy, they grow fast, and if you blink, you miss it, and I didn't want to miss it. So that's kind of a little bit of my story, but we really would love to Jenna and I will dive into, what does it look like? What is coaching? What does that look like? What are my options when it comes down to it? And so I will tell you what it's not, and I'll let Jenna tell you what it is. But what it's not is you are not a distributor, right? You do not carry inventory. You do not have to stock fuelings that you mail to people. We don't do mail outs. We don't do samples. We don't do parties like, come over and let's have a fueling party. We don't do that unless you really want to, but that is not something that we recommend. We don't do cold calls. We don't do that weird messaging that's like, hey, I mean, I don't even know how you would word that. Like, it looks like you need to lose weight. No, we don't do that. That's awful. That is not something that we do. We don't have minimums as a coach. So it's not like you have to have a certain number of clients or you have to have a certain number of volume. There's no maximum. So you can't, cap out either. And we don't have quotas. Like, you have to meet this at a certain month every month, or you don't get paid. You don't have requirements for ordering or inventory that you have to keep, or a certain amount that you have to buy. It really, what's in my pantry as far as fuelings go is what we consume as a family. I love the brownie. I'm going to eat that for the rest of my life because it's so good. And my kiddo will drink that chocolate shake like it's chocolate milk, but he's getting protein instead of sugar. And so I am all about it. So it's just those kind of things. What you have is for you, and what you get to build as a business is for you too. But it's not something that you have to mail out to anyone, if that makes sense. And then Jenna will tell you a little more of what it is.
Yeah. So what is this? What do we do? And so if I'm not going to be salesy and I'm not going to randomly message people, what am I going to do? And so really what we ask of our team and our clients and our coaches is just to be a good friend, right? Is to talk to the people like you normally would. Talk to somebody through Messenger, because right now we're not seeing a lot of people, or at least in here we're not. What if you ran into him at the grocery store? What would you say? How are your kids? How was your day? How have you been? I haven't seen you in 20 years. Very, very simple, being a good friend, talking through just life with people, wishing people happy Mother's Day, those type of things, just very simple, common courtesy type things. That's what we do. And then we share our story a little bit at a time, within your comfort level. So it might be what you're eating, or it might be what you're doing with your kids or your family, or, what you went out and played today, what you read for a good book. Like, I mean, it can be just about anything. And we're here to help with what that sharing looks like. Lots and lots of success and tips along the way. And then it's just, as a coach, is guiding your friends and your family through their journey. Your friends and family are going to be more successful, and they're going to want you to coach them, right? I can talk to somebody all day long. We have another coach on here, so she's like, I just signed up my dad. It's so amazing. But really, I could never sign up somebody's dad because it would just be weird, right? And so there is a whole community out there that I can't reach, that Jolene can't reach, that Erin can't reach, that all of our other coaches can't reach without the support of other people. And there's so many people, especially right now with COVID, that need help and are looking for that help to get healthy. And then it's encouraging others. And so the best part of this is like talking to somebody and them telling you, I lost 3 pounds today, or I fit in jeans that I haven't worn in 20 years, or I've seen a number on the scale that I've never seen before. Just things like that just send goosebumps up and down my spine and my arms. And when, even if I'm having a bad day, like that is the best thing in the world. Like I get at least one text a day with something good like that. And it's just amazing to walk a journey with somebody and support them. And so success wise, we are so much more successful personally, but also as a group when you have somebody who's walking this journey with you. And so it's just supporting your friends and family doing that. That's what we do all day long. So, and it's fun. We'd love to do it. It's so much
We
fun.
love it. It's so fun. And that's where I say like Optavia makes it easy because it's laid out. And so you get to be that, cheerleader for somebody and that support system for somebody. But I'm going to share my screen really quick. This is our income disclosure. And really it's just kind of a bunch of numbers. But what it shows is that people are successful along the way, and the income that you're wanting, we can't guarantee, but we do help you get there. And so this is a business in a sense that is very laid out. It's very structured. It's not something that you're like, okay, you're a coach. Good luck. Hope it goes well for you. We guide you every single step of the way. And so if you're a coach on here, drop in the chat just your experience of the support that you really do receive, because you don't come in blind and you're not having to figure it out alone by any means. And you have a mentorship, which is what's really neat. And so what we really do is we work with you to reach your goals, right? For our coaches, this is kind of on the team side, what we hope and what we desire for clients and coaches who are coming in is in the first few weeks, we want to grow you to achieve 5 clients and to help 5 people get healthy, feel better, all those like wins that Jenna was talking about. That's our goal. And that's going to bring in about $400 to $500 for you, right? So you're able to cover the cost of your food. We want to be able to cover the cost of your business kit, and really just ease that burden, raise your financial burden off of your shoulders a little bit, and help you see just the blessing of helping some other people and then blessing your family at the same time. And so that's really in the first couple weeks. The majority of our coaches are really successful doing this because it's laid out along the way. There's nothing that you're guessing at. It's nothing you're having to figure out alone. We have got it down to help you grow if that's what you're wanting. And then in the first couple months, helping, coaches get to 17 to 20 clients, that 2,000 to 3,000 income, because that's pretty life-changing for a lot of families to be able to bring in an extra $2,000. I wasn't even making $2,000 as a part-time teacher. So that was like, wait, I can make what? So that was huge for me coming into this, where within a couple months, I can recoup what I was making as a full-time teacher and then a little more. Like that's bananas, right? So that's what we hope. And really, as coaches are growing, they're seeing that same success. Jenna saw that success. You heard from Erin earlier. She's, well on her way, about to be doing that. And this is her 3rd month coaching. And so we really want that for all of our coaches. And we help them work towards growing there at your comfort level, at your speed, whatever it is, those little pockets of time, in the parking lot, in the car ride line and pickup, or, 15 minutes before you get out of bed. If you're just laying there, here's what you can do to help grow your business. But in 30 minutes to an hour a day, to create that financial freedom and to help people more than anything else, to create that freedom that other people have when they feel like they're trapped in their own skin and they're not living out their full lifestyle, and who they really are. That was me. Felt uncomfortable and I wasn't myself because of the literal burden of pounds that I was carrying around. It was weighing me, who I was as a vibrant extrovert. I didn't feel like that, right? And so you're changing lives, but you're also getting to change your own. And so what an incredible vehicle along the way. And then Jenna's going to really tell you how can you grow as a coach and how does that really impact your own journey?
And so I think you heard a different story from all of us, right? And so for Jolene, it was about financial freedom. It was about time freedom. It was about being home with her kids. That's why she started. I started because I needed the accountability. I knew if I wasn't being held accountable, like where was I going? What was I going to do? The financial piece, great. I have a pretty good job. I love my job, but it was kind of like, okay, if I could pay for my food, one less bill, that'd be great. And for Erin, it's a different story. It's how can I help people, because this is what I do all day, every day, and I found another avenue, something that makes me smile and makes me enjoy what I'm doing in a different way. And so there's all three stories are a little bit different, but it's all about how and why we chose to coach. And so the goals of helping people, if that is your motivation, if that's what you want to do, this is an amazing way to walk through life with people and just make a change in their life, personally, in their families' lives, getting moms and dads up off the couch to play with their kids again. I mean, that's huge. That is life-changing for them. It's life-changing for their kids. It's life-changing for their grandkids that they're now going to be able to see and play with. It's amazing. Accountability. I think every coach that you ever talk to in this organization says the accountability is huge, right? You can't coach somebody else and do it well if you're not living a healthy lifestyle yourself, because you feel kind of hypocritical. And so you have to maintain that. You have to come and show that you are taking care of yourself, to be able to live this journey. And then the community. So just like with Taking Back My Life and the Facebook group, we have a coaching group that is just chatter all the time about how are we helping clients, what are we doing, what's changing, how are we growing, it's just amazing. It's a whole nother level of support. And literally I talk to Jolene probably every day via text, right? It's like I need help with this, or what is this, it's become a family. And just a very quick regression, Jolene and I met for the first time, and we've been talking for over a year and a half, for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it's just amazing to meet somebody you have talked to so many times and just feel so connected. And so this family really is, it's really, really cool. And then financial freedom, right? And so we all have a different level of what that looks like. It might be big dreams to travel. It might be, decreasing hours at your full-time job. It might be replacing income for your family. It might be a move. There's millions of reasons why people do this financially. And that's one of the things we really believe as a group, is to dream, because there are the opportunities within Optavia are just unbelievable. It really depends on what you want to do with it. And then time freedom. So I, like Erin and Jolene, am a busy mom of two. And so how do I do that? I find it, in the times where it might be after my kids go to bed, or it might be the 5 minutes that I get up early to just connect with somebody. I do it on lunch, something like that. And it's doable. It's where you want to work it into your white space. And then I will turn it back over to Jolene to talk about how people can get started.
Yeah, so really simple and very little requirement. But as a coach, every single one of us who is on here that is coaching or has been coaching, we all bought one business kit. It's $199. Y'all, I could spend that at Target in like a heartbeat. So the fact that you can build a business for the same amount of like a lampshade and an outfit is bananas. That's crazy to me. But it's $199. They mail you, Optavia will mail you a bunch of resources that will help you get started as a coach. But as soon as you purchase that kit, you are a coach, and we get you started from day one. We set you up for success from the very beginning. And so it's not something, again, that you're having to guess at, but we really get you going right away. And then that business kit comes, and it's just a whole nother Christmas morning. But along the way, we're really guiding you every step of it. And so It also adds you, just like Jenna talked about, to our coach community, which has a gajillion resources and will really help you understand at your pace how to really grow your business, because it is a business. And I'm proud to say that we all are running incredible businesses that are life-changing for ourselves and for the people who we come into contact with. But really kind of thinking through, like, how do I get started? Is this something I want to do? There's a couple questions that I always ask people. One is, what do you want most? Right? Because that looks like a lot of things for people. For Erin, it was really that purpose. I want to make a difference, right? She came into nursing to help people. She went into nurse management and it was like rallying people more than helping them. So she was like, I would love the purpose of getting to change people's lives. Maybe you want some financial freedom. Maybe you want to get to ease down from a job. Maybe you want to pay off debt faster, this looming thing of debt, getting to pay that off quicker, or getting to take a vacation. It's about to be summer and not having to put that on a credit card, but being able to get to pay that off, or whatever it looks like for you. What do you want most? And if you could have that financial freedom, what would that look like for you? What would be better for you? What would change for you, right? Because a lot of things changed for me and I could see it, but I didn't have a vehicle that allowed me to do that until this came into my life, and I dove in both feet into the deep end, off the diving board, doing flips. But not everyone jumps in crazy like I did, and that's okay. We meet you where you're at and we help you grow to whatever it is that you're wanting to grow to. And so the second thing I always ask people is, what's missing, right? What's missing in your life right now that this could help you achieve? And so what are you wanting most? Is this something that could help you along the way? And then what does your bandwidth look like in your day-to-day and your week-to-week? Do you have an extra 20 minutes? 20 minutes? Do you have an extra 30 minutes? Okay. I have an extra hour that I have been wanting to, structure something into. I could build a business in that time. Yes, you can, right? So whatever it is and however much time that bandwidth looks like, we meet you in that place and we help you. You may not grow instantly to $2,000. It may take a little while, but is it not worth it anyway? So those are really the things that I would challenge you to think through is, what do you want most? How would, if you had financial freedom, what would change for you? And what do you not have that you're wanting to have? And what does your bandwidth look like? Because everyone, I would challenge you to think through, do you have 30 minutes a day? Not consecutive, right? It doesn't even have to be consecutive. We'll take 10 minutes here and 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, because you're worth it, and your family is worth it, and your goals are worth it. But what I would challenge you tonight is to reach out to the coach that invited you. Let them know, hey, I was on tonight. I talked to those crazy girls. I heard from them. And this is what I'm thinking, because you know that if they invited you here, they're wondering, what is she thinking? She's on there. What is she thinking? And so let them know, I'm ready to do this, or I've got some more questions. It's okay to have more questions. We are a pretty open book when it comes to this whole situation, and we want you to feel confident in whatever it is that you're walking into. But we are offering, for any coach who's on here live, a $50 off that is like standing through the end of the month. So even if you're not ready today, that's okay. Just let them know, I was on that thing live. Do I still get that discount? Or I'm on live. Can I go ahead and order and get that discount? We're doing a $50 discount for anyone who's on live, and listening also. Maybe listen. We're pretty like even keeled. So even if you're just listening and you hear this, you listened all the way through. So we'll probably honor it then anyway. But really, more than anything, we're here to support and encourage and love on you every step of your way, whether that's, in your health journey, in your coaching journey, in both of those. And so we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Jenna, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm excited. Thank y'all for jumping on. We had fun. We love to do this. This is fun. So we love to get to meet our family.
It's fun. So we will stay on. I'm going to stop recording, but we will stay on for any questions if you have them.